What it do, what it do, what it do. Here we go. Let's get right to it. Talking Russell Westbrook and some other rumors and things going on in Lakers Nation. Hey, play the intro. We balling. We balling. We balling.
What's up, Lakers fans?
What up, Laker fam?
Laker fans.
Let's go, Lakers!
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
We ballin'.
But it's purple, hard as well, baby.
We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us.
LA, I got us. Who with me? Let's roll.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
You know what they yell when they see me?
Hurling, go, hurling, go!
Some dying's on my way to the
Slam dunk!
gonna hate her like who
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top.
LA, baby.
Nah, we ain't gon' stop. LA be like, Lakers fans like, LA be like.
We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us. We ballin'.
It's all purple and gold, baby. It's all purple and gold.
Yes, sir. What it do, what it do, what it do. Lakers crew. Welcome to Lakers Over Everything. So glad to see all of you. Hope you guys are doing well today. What up? The one and only. What up, bro? What it do, man? Yesterday, we were on a high. Today, not so much. But, hey, we're going to get through this thing. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold, we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and always will be. Kyrie, no Kyrie. Russell Westbrook, no Russell. It's always going to be Lakers over everything, baby, no matter what we got going on. Welcome in. Reg Dog, salute to you. Glad to see you. So we all know, let's dive right into it. Russell Westbrook opted in. That's what we're here to talk about. Get your opinions, thoughts, and opinions on it. But before we dive into that, the Lakers Summer League roster was just released. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that really fast. If you guys didn't see that, let me give you the rundown. It's 13 players headed to Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Summer League. I'm actually excited because I'm going to get out there for a couple games. Me and LA Sports Live. We're going to go out there, get some coverage for you guys. So that's going to be real fun. Hey, maybe some of y'all could join us. But really fast, let's talk about that. The Summer League roster, 13 players. I'm going to run down the list, give you the names. Forward, Paris Bass. Forward, Vito Brown. Guard, R.J. Cole. Center, Jay Huff. Guard, Mason Jones. Guard, Mac McClung. Guard, Javante McCoy. Guard, Nate Pierre-Louis. Forward, Cole Swiler. Forward, Fabian White Jr. Guard, Scottie Pippen Jr. Forward, Sharif O'Neal. And, of course, guard, Max Christie, our draft pick this year. So we got a lot of some guys who've been in the Lakers G League, some guys who saw action with the Lakers last year. Jay Huff, Mason Jones, Max McClung, R.J. Cole, they all played for the Lakers last year, got called up. And then Javante McCoy, another one. And then you got, Max Christie, our solo draft pick, sole draft pick this year, with that 35th pick overall. The Lakers moved up in the second round to draft him. So we got him there. I want to see what he's about. Excited to see that. And then, of course, we got, the legends, right? the sons of the legends. We got Scottie Pippen Jr., the son of Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen, obviously. And then we got Sharif O'Neal, the son of Lakers great, NBA great, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest to ever do it. One of the probably the most dominant big man in the history of the league. Son of Shaquille O'Neal. And also Cole Swider. Those are some of the guys that the Lakers drafted or signed. They weren't drafted. The Lakers signed them. So excited to see those young guys. So again, those are the 13 names on the Lakers Summer League. Those guys will be heading to Vegas. So looking forward to checking those out. All right. Now let's get right into it. Russell Westbrook, obviously he opted in today. He picked up his $47 million option. He'll be making $47.1 million. That's no surprise. Of course, everyone knew he was going to opt in. No way he was walking away from that. His biggest contract, the final year of his contract, the biggest contract of his NBA career. So no way he was walking away from that. It just comes, we were all waiting for it. But it just comes on the heel of the news about Kyrie. Let's get right to it, man. The one and only says, I feel Kyrie is still in play. Nets won't keep him for another inconsistent season. You may be right. Let's talk about Kyrie really fast. Of course, Kyrie opted in yesterday after the ups and downs of yesterday, man. We were so high, and then we hit that low, when we saw he opted in. It looked like for sure that the Lakers are going to get him and maybe even steal him, for that $6 million. That was a long shot, but he did opt in. And by him opting in, that does not mean that the deal's not done. It doesn't mean that it's not possible. For a deal to get done, he actually needed to opt in, and then of course Russ needed to opt in. So now let's see what happens, man. Free agency officially kicks off on Thursday afternoon, I believe. Thursday at noon or Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll see if something can get done, man. According to our reports, Brooklyn's not interested in anything that the Lakers have to offer. Of course, the only thing we really have to offer is Russell Westbrook. That's our big salary there. And then, of course, we got THT, Kendrick Nunn, and then we got our two future draft picks, our 2027 draft pick, 2029 draft pick. So we have those two draft picks to throw in a deal. Brooklyn's not interested in any of that, of course. So we have to see if there's a third team. If a third team, we get a third team involved, and they could send that third team can send some assets Brooklyn wants to Brooklyn. We get Kyrie, and then we send out our assets as well to that third team and then to Brooklyn. So we'll see what happens, man. All hope is not lost. I'm gonna hold on to it. Although I'm not too much sold on it. I'm believing Kyrie, may end up staying in Brooklyn, but a lot of other people are reporting. Brian Windhurst, he came out and reported today that it's not a done deal. There's still interest by Kyrie. There's definitely interest by the Lakers. So let's see if we can shake something up, work something out. The thing is, now that Russell Westbrook has opted in, that means a deal could go down at any moment. That was a holdup. That's the thing. We couldn't do a deal without Russell Westbrook opting in. So now he's opted in. So now we can trade him. Obviously, you can't trade a free agent, right? And Russ not being opted in, he was pretty much a free agent. So now he's opted in. He's a Laker. So now we can officially trade him. So a deal could happen at any moment, guys. So it's real exciting. So make sure you keep your phones handy, keep your phones close, and or stay close to a radio, a television, whatever you got to do, man, because something could break, something could shake at any moment. It doesn't necessarily have to be on Thursday. It could happen right now while we're on this live. I got my phone right here, so let's see. I don't know. I'm not too optimistic about it, but even if it's not for Kyrie, now that Russ has opted in, let's see if the Lakers can move him, somewhere else. Charlotte, maybe. That rumor's been there. Indiana, that rumor's been there. Them having interest. Those were probably the two biggest teams that had interest. Maybe sending them back to OKC. OKC has a lot of cap space. So maybe we could send them back there. They obviously believe in him. They drafted him. I think they'll take him back, if it makes sense. Detroit, that may be another option. They have a lot of cap space. They have like $40 million in cap space, and they can make some moves, offload a few contracts to create some more cap space to take Russ in. The thing is, those teams like that, OKC, Detroit, teams like that, younger teams who are in the process of rebuilding, we do have 2 future draft picks, and that's big for them, so maybe they'll eat a Russell Westbrook contract to get a hold to those draft picks. You're a young team trying to rebuild. Draft picks is the greatest asset you could have. So maybe that could be a possibility. Or there may be a sleeper team out there. I don't know. Maybe some other teams. LA Sports Live, he spoke about it earlier. He talked about Washington. Of course, Russ was in Washington last year. That's where we got him from. And they loved him there. The only reason they traded him because Russ asked him, asked me, hey, can we work out a deal with LA? Can I go home to LA, be with my family, be in my hometown? And, they obliged and helped them out, and they worked out a deal, So maybe Washington, going back to Washington can be an option. Speaking of Washington, Bradley Beal, he's expected to sign that super max, a 5-year, around $250 million deal. So look out for that. Be on the lookout for that. That should be happening any moment now, today, tomorrow. I think tomorrow was the deadline for that. Or tomorrow was the deadline for him to opt out and then to get that new deal. So we'll see about that tomorrow. James Harden, he should be opting in real soon as well. He'll probably opt in with an extension and get a 2-year, $101 million or $102 million extension. So James Harden going to be making $55 or $51 million. That's wild. So we'll, keep an eye on that. That should be happening real soon. Of course, John Wall, he opted in. A while ago, last week, I believe. He opted in. He has the same contract as Russ, $47.1 million. He opted in, and now him and Houston, they've reached a buyout, and John Wall is heading to the Clippers, the LA Clippers. So let's see, man. You got some things going. Things are going to be more hectic, as the day progresses and as we head into tomorrow, the final day, the eve of free agency. But, a lot of times you start hearing about deals breaking, before free agency begins. So I expect a lot of that tomorrow, and it's going to be a fun week, guys. Unfortunately, we thought it was going to be Russell Westbrook that we were going to get. But, we thought it was going to be Kyrie that we was going to get. We were all excited about that. So we'll see what happens, man. It still could possibly be. I want to say this really fast, and I'll get to your comment. Let's keep in mind, this time last year, Russell Westbrook was not on any of our radars. And Russell Westbrook coming, that was not a possibility to any of us. That was not a thought. Nobody was talking about that at all. Nobody was talking about the Lakers landing Russell Westbrook. And then, boom, it dropped out of nowhere, in the midnight hour. It came out of nowhere. Remember, the Lakers' big deal was going to be for forgot the man's name, Indiana guy, Buddy Hield, the 3-point sniper. That was our big deal, right? That's who we were going to get. And it looked like that's what it was going to be, right? That was going to be our big steal of free agency, our big get for free agency. And then out of nowhere, Russell Westbrook came. So that came out of nowhere. So if it happened last year, who's to say it cannot happen again this year? All right. Let's see what you're talking about. One and only. He says, people hyping Clippers for getting Wall. Man, stop. This man haven't played basketball for like 4 years. Right. I'm not hyping him, but that's something that the Clippers do need. They do need a point guard. They need a point guard badly. They're desperate for a point guard. Someone who can handle the ball. Of course, they got, Terrence Mann there. And then they got, of course, Kawhi and Paul George and the rest of the crew. So a point guard is something that they need. So if Wall can be healthy and stay healthy, that's a big if, because like you just said, the man has missed a lot of playing time. Of course, last year, although he wasn't injured last year, it was just Houston pretty much paid him to stay home. They didn't want him around their guys, those young guys. Wall is a difficult guy to deal with. You talk about Kyrie, you talk about Russ. Wall is different too. He's a difficult guy to deal with. So much so that Houston paid him all that money, his full salary, to keep him away from the organization. Stay home, man. We'll pay you. Just stay home. So we'll see. We have to see how that fits in over there. Although I don't know if Wall is ready. In my opinion, I don't think he's a starting point guard, especially on a legit contending team. I think that may be past him. Now, Wall coming off the bench, I like that, So the Clippers got him for the right price, a vet minimum. Remember, Houston tried to fleece us last year. They wanted a first-round pick for John Wall, So I'm glad we didn't bite on that. I'm glad Rob and Jeannie, they held their ground on that, because how crazy would that have been? Now the Clippers got him for a vet minimum. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, Wall was an option that I would have liked to have. If we would have gotten Kyrie, I would have loved to have Wall backing up Kyrie on a vet minimum, playing, 18, 20 minutes a night. But that may be a heavy load for him over there in Clippers. At least I hope so. I don't want nothing good coming from the Clippers, I'm a little biased, but we'll see. Wall was never a ball distributor, but another ball handler. Right. He was a ball handler. He was a scoring point guard to me, and we'll see, man. We'll see how it works. Maybe at this point of his career, he will become a distributor. I don't know, man. We'll see. It remains to be seen. John Wall ain't been the same since he dated Maya Khalifa. Right. Those are facts, bro. Big facts right there. But Wall to LA. That's pretty much done. I guess that's one of the big news. Another since we're talking the rest of the NBA right now, Another big thing, Zach Levine is likely to get a max deal to stay in Chicago. So Zach Levine is probably the biggest unrestricted free agent on the market this year. But it looks like he may stay in Chicago for a max deal. So look out for that. That's coming. What else we got? Kyrie calls out Stephen A. Of course, we know that Stephen A. has been going hard after Kyrie about the whole vaccination stuff, and then everything else. He's been going hard, and then of course when he opted in, Stephen A. came at him hard. He called him a peon. He said, "I guess you're one of the peons since you got to go work. You got to go back to work." And apparently Kyrie called him out. Let me pull this up. Let's see what Kyrie had to say. It says, so Kyrie back at Stephen A. He tweets, "You're going to have to explain yourself to people in your generation. I am not around many 50-plus-year-olds that speak and act like you do. So this is all new for me. But I am sure my father and my uncles can meet you on your level, brother. That can meet you. Sorry, let me backtrack. But I am sure my father and my uncles can meet you on your level better than I can. We know you, Stephen." So yeah, the war of words, man. It's crazy. These players, the media, you got this Draymond and Perk situation going on. This whole new media BS. Of course, you got Skip Bayless. He called out Russ. He called him Russ. He called him Westbrook again, and Russ wasn't feeling that. Russ clapped back. And now you got Stephen A. and Kyrie, man. It's wild, man. It's wild, bro. It's crazy. But yes. Russ opted in. How y'all feel about it? One and only. How you feel about it? Reg Dog, how you feel about it, man? Russ. Now, again, if we can't make moves to get Kyrie, if it's too late, if we can't shake something up to get that done, what about these other deals? What about Charlotte, doing a deal with Charlotte and getting back those pieces, Terry Rozier or Kelly Oubre Jr. and the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name. Help me out on the names, guys. But how y'all feel about that? Or what about Indiana? Working out a deal with Indiana. A deal I would love to do with Indiana. Give them Russ, THT, and Nunn. Man, give me back Malcolm Brogdon. Give me Buddy Hield and give me Miles Turner. That's the deal I would do. Of course, we got to pay up, probably give up a first to get that done. But I like that. I like the fit of Brogdon, Miles Turner, and Buddy Hield here a lot more than I do Russ, and even THT. I would love to get that deal done. That'll be a blockbuster trade. Of course, we give a first-round pick, maybe even two if need be. Miles Turner is young, man. Buddy Hield, he fits in perfectly. He's a shooter. That's what you need around LeBron and AD. So that fits in. And then Kelly Oubre Jr., that's a wing. You can plug him in as a wing. He gives a size, he can check those wings. So I like that deal. Maybe they can pursue something like that. The one and only says Russ is the no, of course, right? Reg Dog says, "I knew he was going to opt in, and I knew we would probably not be traded." So it is what it is, man. I feel you, bro. I said it. I was ask LA Sports Live, AC, my brother AC. I had said it, I have a strong feeling, especially when we got Ham, and Ham was so strong on working with Russ and getting him to buy in and all that stuff. I was like, we're keeping Russ. And then out of nowhere, the Kyrie stuff dropped. So I was, all that news dropped. So of course I was all in on that. And I was like, man, make that happen. And then now we're back to it's looking like we're keeping Russ. If that's the case, I don't know. Hopefully one of these other deals, we can shake one of these other deals, man. Again, if it's not Kyrie, we work that deal out with Charlotte or Indiana or one of these other teams, man. Hopefully we can do that. But if Russ does come back, man, I don't know. Darvin Ham says that he's going to get Russ to buy in defensively. But I mean, Russ is 33 years old, man. He's been in the league how many years? 13 years? What is going to be his 13th year, 12th, 13th, 14th year? Russ ain't played no defense since UCLA, bro. So it's kind of hard, for me to buy into Russ automatically all of a sudden playing defense. Darvin Ham, he may be a different breed. He may bring some respect, as a head coach that Russ never had before. But I just don't know, man. That's tough, getting Russ to buy in defensively. Russ said he's up for the challenge. Now, keep this in mind. This is a contract year for Russ. So Russ has to earn a contract, So maybe that will be the motivation and the incentive for him to play defense and for him to fit in here. His numbers last year weren't the worst. He played in 78 games. That's big time, especially when AD, it missed half the season. LeBron missed a lot of games. So 78 games, that's a plus. That's the benefit. He played 34 minutes, 18 and a half points. He shot 45% from the field, which is nice. Although, he missed a lot of layups. He missed a lot of dunks. So that field goal percentage should have been a lot higher. I think he led the league in missed layups and dunks, which is wild, right? That's been his motto, his forte, his go-to, and it was just horrible. So, but 45% from the field, that's not horrible. That's not bad. That's average for a point guard. Of course, Kyrie was more like 50% from the field, but hey, it is what it is, man. 45%, you can't be mad at that. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Now, what you can't be mad at, when it's 29% from 3, that's horrible, horrible, horrible. I believe if he would have been more around like 34%, I don't expect him to be like 36, 37%, but 34%, but 29%, man, that's horrible. And 66% from the strike, from the free throw line, the charity strike, that was horrible. So, yeah, man, if Russ can give you those numbers, 18, 45% from the field, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, if he can give you those numbers as a third option, I'll take that. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? But of course, the 3-point shooting, it has to be a little better. 29%, that's a no-go. Stop shooting so many threes, right? Don't shoot so many threes. He shot a lot of bad threes too. It wasn't even the fact that he shot a lot of threes. They were just bad threes, man. So don't shoot those bad threes. Cut down the turnovers. If he could cut that down now. As the season progressed, the turnovers got a lot better. He finished the season like at under 4 turnovers, like 3.8 turnovers. That's what he averaged. So they got a lot better. Earlier in the season, they were really, really bad. He was having games where he was having 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turnovers, getting a triple-double in the wrong category, 10 turnovers. And then he had a lot of bad turnovers, like horrible turnovers that cost us some games. If he can correct all that, fix all that, then that could be a lot better, So, but if you got a healthy LeBron, healthy AD's putting up, the AD is dominating like AD's capable of doing, 28 and 12, putting up numbers like that. And he's able to play 65 games or whatever. And then if you got LeBron being LeBron, doing things that only LeBron can do, and then you get this production from Russ, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, then, that's a good Lakers team. That's a good Lakers team right there. So let's just see if he can correct some of those other things, the turnovers, play some defense, and kind of fit in a little bit more, make his layups, make his dunks, shoot a little better from the free throw, the free throw strike. Let's see what happens. What y'all talking about over here? Let's see. The one and only says, I'll try to find a way to get Brogdon and Miles. Right, man. That deal right there, I would love that. Do a blockbuster trade. Russ, Nunn, and THT, attach a pick to it, and give me Miles Turner. He's young. He's on an expiring contract, so he'll need a new contract, but he's that perfect fit, next to AD, right? He's that stretch 5. Darvin Ham wants to run that 1 in, 4 out system. Well, to do that, you got to have 4 guys who can make the 3. You got to have a big who make the 3. You got to have a point guard who can make the 3. So Miles checks that box. He can stretch the floor, and just imagine what the Lakers will be defensively. We know how atrocious our defense was last year, more so on the perimeter. But I guarantee you got Miles Turner back there protecting the paint, then AD can play a little more free on the perimeter. He can be that safety, that free safety, if you will, that roamer, if you will, and help out on the perimeter. Our perimeter defense will be a lot better if you got Miles Turner back there. Protecting the paint, yeah, man, defensively, I think we'll be a lot better than Brogdon. Brogdon can play on ball. He can play off ball. We need a point guard who can do that. Someone who can play off ball. Brogdon, he's around those up high 30%. He shoots a high 30% from three, 38%, as a career. And then I believe he shot over 40% a few times in his career as well. So Brogdon, that perfect point guard, in that LeBron AD system, can play off ball. And then when you need him, too, he can be a playmaker. Of course, Brogdon, he comes with injury history as well. But I'm trying not to look at the injury history. I'm going to knock on wood and hope that if we do get him or whoever else we got, injuries won't be such a big problem like they've been for us. So we'll see. And then Buddy Hield, throw him in the deal as well. He'll provide that floor spacing that we need, be that shooter that we need. So I would love to get a deal done with Indiana. So, let's see what Rob is doing. Let's see. With Reg Dog talking about Ham, can't teach an old dog new tricks. Exactly. Those are my thoughts. Exactly, man. Russ hasn't played defense since UCLA, so I don't see how all of a sudden, 33 years old, we're going to get the man to play defense now, maybe if everyone else is buying in, maybe, but I don't know, bro. I'm with you. It's tough, man. It's tough. I was more disappointed in AD than Russ. Facts. This team lives and dies by AD, not even so much by Russ. If AD was there, if AD was available, if AD was healthy, and AD was doing what AD is capable of doing, of course, the 2020 version of AD, the bubble AD, but even if he wasn't, that's probably his peak, that's probably his ceiling. So even if he wasn't all the way there, if he was a notch under that, I think the Lakers would have been in the playoffs. The Lakers would have been, in the top, that top 4 seed. They would have made the playoffs. And then once you get in the dance, you never know. If you got AD and LeBron, you just never know. So if AD would have been AD and been available and balling, and LeBron was there, then Russ wouldn't even be a big topic of discussion. We would be okay with Russ. But so yeah, we live and die by AD. That was the same thing. That was the case in 2020 when we got him, when we gave him all the assets to get him, all our young assets to get him. And that was the case in the bubble. AD was dominant. AD, he could have very easily been finals MVP. Of course, it went to LeBron, but AD could have very well been finals MVP. So, and that was going to be the case, last year. And that's going to be the case this year. So I'm glad we all recognize that and we know that AD, all eyes are on you. Now, I don't know how comfortable I am in saying that, seeing that the man was just sitting there eating crawfish, talking about, he hasn't picked up a basketball in months. So, I'm a little sus on that, but hopefully this can be AD's bounce back year. If not, if AD is injured or if AD is that passive aggressive AD and AD ain't balling, then I think we got to look at all options coming into next summer. That includes moving AD. So, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I was more disappointed in AD as well. Dante Hall says, I think THT going to have a great season this year if given the chance. Right, man? It very well could be, but I will say this. I'll push back on that just a little bit. If Russ is here, then no. I don't see how THT is going to thrive with Russ on the team. They're kind of like the same, it's kind of like the same player. You can't play them together, and then you got Nunn coming back. So, if you're playing Nunn, I just don't see it. Now if THT, sorry guys, if his 3 has developed some more and he can really be a lockdown defender, then I could feel it. I can see it a little bit, but I just don't see them being. I see THT being what we thought he would be somewhere else. I just don't see it happening here with the Lakers, especially with Russell Westbrook being on the team. It's just kind of like player duplication a little bit. THT kind of needs the ball in his hands, to do his thing. So, and with Russ here, Nunn here, LeBron here, I just don't see it happening. That's the thing. Don't forget, we got Kendrick Nunn coming back. So he's going to take a lot of minutes. So yeah, and I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. I hope you're right. LOE, do you think AD should stop wearing low tops? Man, I've been saying that. Of course he has that his signature Kobe low top shoe. yeah, I definitely agree, man. He's trying to be cute or whatever. But bruh, your body ain't built to be cute. You can't be cute. Everybody can't be cute, bro. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that. He should definitely stop wearing low tops. Although I will say this. I'm not gonna give AD too much of a hard time because those injuries we kind of spoke about it last year. Those injuries that happened to AD, or sorry, we kind of spoke about it yesterday. The injuries that happened to AD, they weren't really his fault. You know, who was that? Was that Rudy Gobert? Or who was that who fell on his ankle? You had that, and then the other injury, falling into his knee. Those weren't really his fault. It wasn't like AD pulled a hamstring or, AD tweaked the shoulder or, his knee gave out or any of that stuff. It wasn't none of that. It was two freak injuries that would have put any grown man out, any athlete out, falling into his knee. We saw that with LeBron. We saw what it did to LeBron. So if it did it to LeBron, then, it's going to do it with anyone, So you take away those two injuries, maybe we're having an entirely different story this offseason, So I'll push back a little bit on the AD, but yeah, I feel that he should definitely wear some high tops. He shouldn't be wearing low tops. I think that'll help him out tremendously. But I don't see him changing this shoe, bro. That's his signature shoe. I don't see him changing it. We can try to get Cam Reddish. Yeah, he's out there. That's an option. Russ fits in. He definitely fits in New York. That's an option. We can see. There's guys out there that we can get. There are guys out there. All hope is not lost. Russ's contract does hold some value, it being an expiring contract. Although I think the Knicks have a lot of cap space cleared. They have like $20 million in cap space cleared. Of course, they traded away, the players they drafted. So they didn't get any players in the draft. So I don't know what the Knicks are doing. But yeah, Reddish is the name to look out for. Thursday's going to be real interesting, guys. Thursday, Friday, the weekend, it's going to be real interesting. Let's see what the Lakers do. Of course, as currently constructed, we don't have a lot of wiggle room. The only contract that we have of value in regards to signing free agents is, that our taxpayer middle of exception, that's $6 million, which we all foolishly thought Kyrie was going to take. He played us all right. That was our get out of jail free card, bro. Imagine if that would have happened, but hey, it is what it is. It was a long shot. We can't knock the man for not taking that. Same thing like DeMar DeRozan last year. A lot of people thought DeMar would take that, and DeMar got a big payday. He fooled us all there. But we got that $6 million taxpayer middle of exception, and then aside from that, the only thing we have are all vet minimum contracts. So we got a lot, and we got a lot of roster spots to fill. So we'll see what happens, man. One of the guys that I would love to give that taxpayer middle of exception to is Mo Bamba. From Orlando, he's going to be a free agent. I know it's a long shot because there may be a lot of suitors for him. He may require, he may demand a lot more money, but I would love to have Mo Bamba here. Like I said, I would love to have Miles Turner get a deal done with Indiana. They have a lot of young centers there. They made moves at the trade deadline last year and brought some centers in. Of course, they moved Sabonis, but even after moving Sabonis, they made a trade and brought in some young centers. So they have a lot of young centers there. So I would love to get Miles Turner, in a Russell Westbrook, a blockbuster trade. But if we don't, Mo Bamba is a real nice option at that 6.1 or that $6.5 million taxpayer middle of exception. So I would love to swing that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see what y'all talking about. I don't want Lakers to take back any bad contracts so we can have a clear cap in 2023. I feel you, Dante. I feel you on that. I was on that same boat as well. That's why I was like, man, just bring Russ back, and we'll figure it out. And then, of course, the stuff happened. The news broke with Kyrie. So I was like, no, go all in on Kyrie. Now, the thing is, if we do move Russ, then you're going to take back a bad contract. You're going to take back a contract that's going to, diminish or eat into that cap space next summer. So it's kind of like, do you just stay pat and run it back with these cats, run it back with Russ and let that contract expire? Or do you try to make moves and improve the team? If you do a trade with Charlotte you're taking back some contracts. And guys, help me out. I keep forgetting his name. The white dude, white boy, the guard, forward guard. I keep forgetting his name. Let me pull it up really fast. Or if y'all could think of it before I do, help your brother, help your boy out, man. Help a brother out. But let me pull it up so I'm give you accurate information. 1 second, guys. I got all these names on my mind, trying to think of who the Lakers can get, and this is Gordon Hayward. That's what I'm talking about, Gordon Hayward. So if you do, but I was saying I got all these names in my mind, trying to figure out free agents, who the Lakers can get. I'm forgetting some basic names. But if you do a deal with Charlotte, then you're going to bring in Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier probably. That's a lot of money. Terry Rozier is, he's owed a lot of money, guys, a lot of money. So you're talking about bringing back like almost $100 million in salary, in between those two players, so that's definitely going to kill all our cap space. We won't have any cap space next year. So we'll kind of be stuck with them. However, maybe you can move those contracts. Maybe Hayward is movable. Maybe Rozier is movable. So it's like, what do y'all prefer to do? Dante, you want to stay put and stick with Russ? Or do you want to try to move Russ and bring in some guys? Because if you bring in some guys for Russ coming back, you're going to bring in some bad contracts. So we can't do both. So it's like one or the other. So which as a Lakers fan base, which do you guys prefer? And then even more so, what is Rob thinking? Rob is all about the future. You got your young future coach, Darvin Ham. So do you go that route and just kind of, build on the future, get these young players, keep your cap space, keep your cap flexibility for next year and start all over, or do you be all in right now, or you try to do a mixture of both? But if you do a mixture of both, you're going to get some bad contracts back, Now, who's to say those contracts may be movable next offseason, but who's to say that they're, who's to say that that's not a guarantee, So right now, the guarantee, to keep that cap flexibility is just keep Russ. If you do it and you work with him for another year, he's off the books and you'll have some cap flexibility next year. So let's see which route they go. Russ owns a couple of car lots out here in LA, and I heard car sales have dropped at his dealership since the season. I bet, bro. I bet Russ isn't the favorite. He's not your favorite LA native right now. LA star, and it's sad because this is home for us, and boy, so it's tough, man. It's tough coming home and having this going on. But yeah, I hear you. Trade Russ. Okay, so the one and only says trade Russ. So you're all about eating into that cap flexibility and being all in right now, getting rid of Russ by any means necessary. So even if it means taking back some bad contracts, do it, right? Get guys who can fit the system, right? So you like Hayward? How you like that Hayward deal? Bringing in Hayward and Rozier, Kelly Oubre, they fit a lot better. They fit in. You get some size in Hayward and Oubre, Kelly Oubre Jr. You get some size there, something we desperately need. Terry Rozier, you get a ball handler. He can be a playmaker, a ball handler, or he can play off the ball. He's proven that he can knock down a three. He's played with LaMelo Ball, so he's proven that he can play off ball. So yeah, I feel you on that. So yeah, I like the fit there. And then, like I said, I already told you my favorite move would be, other than the Kyrie move, my favorite move would be an Indiana move. Give me Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, and Buddy Hield. But either of those moves, with Charlotte or Indy, I'm all in for those. But again, you're going to take back bad contracts. Those contracts are going to eat into next year, so we're not going to have cap flexibility next year. So yeah, but they fit. They definitely fit. What else we got? Dante says Terry Rozier don't play defense. Don't want him. Let's stay put and build the team we want next year with guys we really want. He don't play. Yeah, you're true. He doesn't play defense, but Russ doesn't either. You got Kendrick Nunn here. Well, I guess I don't know if Nunn would be included in a deal. If you did a deal with Charlotte, I don't know if Nunn would be included. You got Kendrick Nunn here. He plays some defense. So I don't know if you could cover things up. With Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson, all those guys. I don't know if they could cover up for the lack of Terry Rozier's defense. But I feel you, bro. I feel you. So you're on team. Stay put. Just run it back, and see what it can do, see what it is, and let's start over next year. I feel you on that. Now, one thing, Kyrie Irving next year, if the Lakers can't make a deal to get him this year, next year he's still on the table, because he opted in for the final year, but the Nets, I don't see them offer attention. So if they try it out for another year, maybe Kyrie, we can get Kyrie next year. Or someone else. You'll have a lot of cap space, so it is what it is. I wouldn't mind getting KCP back. Yeah, that's another option too. They talk. I heard a few folks talk about that. LA Sports Live talked about it. I think Ticket TV he talked about it. About the Lakers going back after KCP. But how much of a needle is KCP gonna move? Because KCP's making big money, so it's not like we could just send Nunn and THT. It would have to be a big deal sending Russ there and figuring some other ways to match the salaries. But I would love to have him back. But KCP alone, is what's he gonna do? KCP is a nice piece on a contending team. I mean, I guess if you got LeBron and AD here and they're doing what they're doing, I see you, GTM. Welcome to the chat, bro. Salute to you. Glad to see you. But we're talking right now. We're talking about KCP, trying to get KCP back. Now, if you throw in Kuzma, if you give me KCP and Kuzma back, I'm all in on that. bring both of them back. I'll be all in on that. I would love to see that. KCP. I don't know how we will make the money work though, because again, it's not like we just package THT and Nunn to do it. It will have to be a bigger deal with Russ unless you get a third team involved. So again, GTM, welcome in. GTM says, Basketball Channel says KCP ain't worth it. Okay, KCP alone, no, he's not worth it. But if you got the right pieces here, and he's just a player, another guy to add to the puzzle, then I love it. I love it. Say, for instance, you had Kyrie here, I would love to have KCP. Or if you bring Kuz back as well, then, I would love to have it. Now, if you got a healthy AD and LeBron, then I like the KCP piece. But, just alone, I don't know. GTM says they should have never let him go in the first place. Those are facts. Facts, man. And if we would have did that, the deal for, well, I don't know, because if we would have did the deal for Buddy Hield, KCP was going to be in that deal, right? It was going to be KCP and a first to get Hield, or it was going to be Kuzma. But I think they would have more likely given up KCP, right, in that deal. But I hear you, bro. They should have never gave him up, man. I hear you. Hell yeah, I'll get those two back and see if Buddy Hield is still an option. Right. Maybe he could swing a 3-team deal, with Washington and Indy, I would love to do it. GTM, how you feel about this? We talked about this. My ideal situation, of course, is Kyrie. But if you take Kyrie off the table and, we had to trade Russ, my ideal situation, of course, the big two teams that we've been linked to was Charlotte, Indiana. But I would love to do a deal with Indiana. Give me Miles Turner, give me Buddy Hield, and give me Malcolm Brogdon. Give me those three, and I'll give you Russ, THT, Kendrick Nunn, and I'll throw in the first. How you feel about that, man? You get Miles Turner here, man. He's young, he's hungry, and he's cheap this year, $9 million salary. Of course, we would have to pay him next year, but he's a perfect fit next to AD, man. He could stretch the floor. He allows AD to go out and work that perimeter a little bit because Miles Turner can hold it down. He can protect the paint alone, and AD can get back to that free safety role, that free safety role that he had, back when we had JaVale McGee and Dwight in 2020. But Miles Turner is a better player than both of those guys. So he'll improve. He'll allow our defense to improve tremendously. Even if we don't have all the pieces on the wing, if you got AD who he can roam a little bit, play some weak side defense and play out on the perimeter a little bit more, our defense would improve tremendously. And then Malcolm Brogdon, he fits, right? He can play off ball. He can play on ball. He can knock down a three. And then, of course, Buddy Hield, we know he's a shooter. how you feel about that? How you feel about that deal? I would love to see that. We got a little news, something from Bleacher Report. It says Mav believe Brunson is gone. There's growing resignation in Dallas that the Knicks are Jalen's top choice and an inevitable destination. So it looks like Brunson is headed to New York. That's been a rumor. So let's see. Let me get back to these comments. I say KCP because he already know our system, but yeah, he might be too expensive. Yeah, he's he's getting paid right now. I don't know, and I don't see them working out a deal. But then I don't know because KCP's gotten paid so much money. The Lakers took so great care of him, so great care of him to have that early access to LeBron. He's been paid. So maybe if they can reach a buyout, maybe you get him back, on a vet minimum. How motivated are they in moving KCP? Do they just want him gone, or do they want to try to get some pieces back for him? That's the question too. Maybe y'all know, GTN, maybe you know about that. What's needed of getting guys that not going to really make us title contenders. If we could get KCP, Kuzma, and Porzingis, I would do a trade for that. Yeah, I hear you. There was a rumor out there that the Lakers, it wasn't, the source wasn't anything credible. So, and I never seen it, anyone really talk about it. But there was a rumor that the Lakers tried to trade for Porzingis and they turned that deal down. But I'm not, again, it came from one of those third party, whack sources. So, and I never saw anything shake from that. So I don't think that was legit, but I'll take that too. KCP, Kuzma, Porzingis. I'll definitely do that deal. Although it's going to be kind of tough. You got Porzingis and AD. We know AD's already injury prone, and then Porzingis back too. How many games would they play together? So that'll be real tough right there. What else we got? I would try to get Caruso and Levine in a deal. Oh, okay. I like that. Although Levine, it looks like he's about to get paid the max over there. That's the rumor over there that he's going to get paid the max. So I don't know how we could swing that. But yeah, of course, I would love that. Caruso, man, that's the one we shouldn't got rid of, right? We kept THT over Caruso, bro. That's tough right there. Hell yeah. So you're talking about Indiana deal. You like that deal, right? Right? That'll be big time right there. Russ, Nunn, and THT for Miles Turner, Brogdon, and Buddy Hield. That'll be big time. I would love that. Russ for Brogdon and Miles, and anything else added on is just extra sprinkles. Right, man. That'll be big. A perfect fit, right? Miles Turner, he fits perfectly next to AD, and man, our defense would improve tremendously with those two. And then Brogdon, he can play on ball, he can play off ball. So whatever we need him to do, he can knock down a three. I would love that. And then if you can include Buddy Hield in the deal too, you get a shooter. Man, that'll be big time. I would also look into the Knicks or OKC. So right. That's a deal too. The Knicks, it looks like they're for sure going after Brunson. I don't know how much they're about to spend on Brunson. They cleared the cap space, and as I just said, it's looking like Dallas. It's looking like that's pretty much official. They're going to do that deal. They're going to make that trade. Work that out. So the Knicks, yeah, that could be an option. Russ definitely fits in with the Knicks. That definitely could work. So let's look into that. All options on the table, man. OKC, of course they believe in Russ. OKC. They drafted him. They definitely believe in him. They definitely have the cap space to bring him in. That's the thing with OKC. We can trade him there, and they could just absorb the cap space. So we could throw in a pick, 2 picks maybe, and that'll free up. That'll free up a lot of money. We don't have to take anything back. Now maybe you could work out something for SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Maybe I don't know. If you're doing that, you probably got to throw in 2 first-round picks, but. If we're not taking anything back, they can just absorb that space. Detroit is another team who can do that. So that may be an option as well, man. Let's see what Rob got to be working on something, man. He ain't just about to go out, just we missed out on Kyrie and that's it. He's working on something. So we'll see. Miles Turner trade. I definitely would do that trade. Okay, there we go, Dante. There we go. I know you said you would like to keep space open, but Miles Turner is a young piece. He's a young piece. He fits perfectly with AD. So of course, if we did that, and Miles Turner, help me out, guys. He's like 24, 25. So yeah, he fits perfectly with AD. Perfect fit next to AD. He can stretch the floor, do all that. Darvin Ham can run his 1-in, 4-out system with Miles Turner. So I would love that move. Love that move. Dante, exactly. That's a good trade, bro. Right. GTM says, OKC can trade for Westbrook and give the Lakers a pick and SGA because the Lakers are lacking in picks. Right now, I don't know about us getting no pick. If we did a deal like that, I don't think we're going to get a pick back. I think we're going to have to give up a pick. Not only are they taking Russ off our hands, but they're giving us SGA as well. It may be 2 picks there. But yeah, I feel you, bro. I would love to do a deal with OKC. I would be willing to give up the picks for SGA and to get Russ off the books. I would be willing to do that. But even if it's just paying OKC a pick to take on Russ, to take us from us. Take us from, take him from us and just free us up of that cap flexibility. So we can take that money and that'll free up like 20 million, 25 million in cap space. And we could go out and try to make some other moves. I'm down for that as well. OKC will be in great position with 47 million in cap space and a bunch of promising pieces. Right. And they got all those picks over there. So they're loading up. So definitely 47 million in cap coming off the books. That is, right, you're right. They can absorb that. Detroit is another team that can do that as well. That Indiana deal would be my first choice from what I'm seeing right now. Exactly, man. That's a perfect fit. I'm doing that all day, even if I had to give a pick. I'm doing that. Miles Turner, Brogdon, Buddy Hield for Russ. Nunn, and THT, and then a pick. Yeah, I'm doing that all day, every day. LA Sports Live is here. Get Russ out of here, bro. You already know. Salute to you, AC. I'm sure all you guys here in the chat, you guys already know LA Sports Live. You guys are already, locked and dialed in over there. So salute to all of you for that. Salute to you, AC. GTM says, trade THT now before his cover is blown. Bro, it's already blown. THT isn't promising besides the fact that he is a lengthy young player. Now, I'm going to say this about THT. I think if he was somewhere else, he would be a lot better. He's just not a fit here with us. You got too many guys who need the ball in his hands. And THT is what he needs the ball in his hands too to be the best version of himself. So if you can move him to like an Indiana, I think he'll thrive in Indiana. You can move him to OKC, depending on what they're sending out. I think he'll be good over there. You move him to Detroit or some of these other teams, New York maybe. I think he'll be a lot better. It's just over here, he's not going to get a lot of, he's not going to have the ball in his hand a lot. So I just don't think that he fits here. But yeah, move that man. That salary. I think in any deal that we do, he's going to be moved, as an asset, a young asset. And GTM says, in front of the trade machine right now, looking at trades. Yeah, let me know what you see. Put that trade in. Since you're in front of the trade machine, put Russ, Nunn, THT in a first for Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, and Buddy Hield, and see if that works. See how that comes back. SGA, I would give them Westbrook and 2 firsts all day long. There you go. Okay. I feel you. I'm with you on that. I think I would do the same thing. Go ahead and give up both firsts. They're taking Russ from us, so they're freeing us up from some cap space, which that works. SGA, I'm not sure what his numbers are, what he makes, but that's the thing. OKC has the cap space to do it, so it's not like we have to take anything else back, to match the salaries. We can take SGA on, and then we can, pay those 2 first-round picks, and we'll free up some cap space, and we get a young, promising guy back. So I love that, man. If we could work that out, I absolutely love that. GTM says Westbrook for Brogdon, Turner, and McConnell works in the trade machine. Oh, okay. So Westbrook for Brogdon and Turner and McConnell. Okay, that works. So no Buddy Hield though. If you throw Buddy Hield in there instead of McConnell, it doesn't work. Oh, that's just Russ though. Throw in THT and Nunn. Throw them in there as well, or at least THT. And see if you can swap McConnell for Hield. See if that works. LA Sports Live said at this point it's widely anticipated that Jalen Brunson will go. Yeah. I had just broke that before you came on here. I got that report as well. So yeah, Brunson to New York. That's looking like it's official. 100 plus, man. That's crazy. Of course, also Zach Levine. Looks like Chicago, they're going to give him a max as well. So you're starting to hear all the news, man. It's starting to break. It's going to be real crazy today. Tomorrow it's going to be really, really crazy. And then Thursday, everything becomes official on Thursday. So let's go. THT is good. He can get a shot anytime he wants. He just needs to improve his shot. True. He can get to the basket anytime he wants. Yeah. But if he can improve his shot, that'll speak volumes, man. If he can knock down a three, if he can be like a 37, 38% three, then he'll fit in a lot better here. If he can do that and play be a lockdown defender with those long arms, then I would say, yeah, he definitely fits here. But, I don't know. Okay, it doesn't let you do picks. But yeah, of course, the pick, that would be the incentive that we're paying for them to take Russ off our hands. And then for Miles Turner as well. So Brunson, $100 million. Bro, it's crazy, man. These cats is getting paid, man. These cats are getting paid. Crazy, bro. It's crazy. Buddy Hield. Okay, so Buddy Hield, Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner works for. There we go. That's it right there. He put in a trade machine. You remember AC, LA Sports Live? You already know how big I was on this weeks ago. We talked about this weeks ago, and I said this was the number one trade that I wanted to do, until, of course, Kyrie popped up yesterday. But this is a trade right here, and GTM Basketball, he put it into the trade machine, and it works. Buddy Hield, Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner for THT, Kendrick Nunn, and Russell Westbrook. He said it works. And then you throw in a pick too. How does Indiana turn that down? You're getting, not only are you getting a pick, maybe I'll probably even do both picks for that. 2 first-round picks. Because I believe Miles Turner is that good, especially next to AD. I believe he'll be that good, man. I definitely believe he would. And then Brogdon, a perfect fit. He can play on ball, off ball. He can knock down a three. And then, of course, Buddy Hield, of course, we know he can knock down a three. So I love that. I love that deal right there. So I may be willing to give up both picks for that deal. And then Turner is young. We can repay him next year. He'll need a new contract. He's on an expiring contract, so we have to pay him. But I'm down to pay him because I believe he fits next to AD. So I love that deal right there, man. That's the deal that I would go after. Man, I would love to have that right there. That Indiana trade works money-wise, and it also is the most realistic and more fair for both parties. Exactly, man. Exactly. It works for both teams. The Lakers, we get that stretch 5 we need. You get a point guard coming in who can be a playmaker or play off ball. And, you get a 3-point shooter, someone who can knock down a three. So it works. You go out and get you another wing for that taxpayer middle of exception. You got $6 million. Go out and get you a wing now with that. Go out and get Otto Porter, try to steal Otto Porter Jr. from Golden State Warriors. You telling me that's a heck of a lineup, Malcolm Brogdon, Buddy Hield, Malcolm Brogdon, Otto Porter Jr., LeBron, AD, and Miles Turner. That's a heck of a lineup right there. And then you got Otto Porter Jr. coming off the bench, Austin Reeves coming off the bench. You got Buddy Hield coming off the bench, someone who can stretch the floor. Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson. I like that a lot. And then whoever else you can get on the vet minimum, bring back Melo. I love that deal. And then for India, it works as well, especially if you're giving up a first-round pick or even 2. So you're giving them picks, and then you're giving them 2 young players, 2 young players in Nunn, right, who's a very valuable young player, and then THT, he's a young player who can develop over there and be a lot better over there than he is over here because he'll have a lot more opportunity to do his thing. And then obviously you're giving them that expiring contract, so they're going to get, have cap flexibility. That's perfect for them. Young players, some cap relief, as well as, a pick or 2 First round pick or 2. That definitely works. It tells me that with this trade, I decreased the team's projected wins by 5 games for Lakers. Really? What? It decreases by 5 games, so we go from 33 wins to 28 wins? No, I'm not buying that. They got it wrong. They got that wrong. Especially you got LeBron, AD, Miles Turner. That's a nice 3 right there. That's a nice trio right there. And then you plug in the other pieces. I'm not buying that at all. But what else you got? I'm trying the Hornets trade. Yeah, let's see what the Hornets talking about with Hayward and Rozier and whatever else. Kelly Oubre Jr. Let's see what else he got. Something new? No. That's the same stuff on Bleacher Report. Trying to see if there's any breaking news. Yeah, man, but I'm not buying that. Only 5. It decreases the Lakers' wins by 5. I'm not buying that at all. What else? Any other trades out there you guys got? Of course, the Lakers aren't out of it. Maybe the midnight hour they can shake something for Kyrie. We could figure something out. Get a third team involved. You never know. Again, like I said, this time last year, none of us was expecting Russell Westbrook to become a Laker. That came out of nowhere, so maybe they can pull another rabbit out of their hat. Maybe Rod can do something. So Bradley Beal, cross him off the list. I don't see that being a realistic possibility at all. I think winning is not important to him. He just wants that bag. He wants that super max. That $250 million. So I think he'll stay put and sign that. That should be breaking real soon. If not tomorrow or Thursday. That would be I think that would be one of the big deals that'll break. So cross him off the list. Zach Levine, I know you guys mentioned that earlier. Zach Levine, Alex Caruso, that'll be nice to get those, get those 2. But I think that's tough because Levine's gonna get a max contract. And with Levine, the reason why I say it's a no on that because it's gonna have to be a sign and trade. He's the unrestricted free agent. So any deal we do for Levine is going to have to be a sign and trade. There's no way around that unless we offloaded Russ first and we sign him outright, but he wants his money. He wants that max contract. So he's going to have to sign a new contract and then we would have to trade for him. And obviously a sign and trade that triggers the hard cap. And that's something we can't do, as Laker fans. So, that's why I say no on the Levine thing. Okay. So it looks like we got a Charlotte trade. GTM is throwing trades into the trade machine. So Westbrook, THT, and none for Hayward, Rozier, and Oubre also works. Yeah, and if we do a deal with him, I think that's the deal that's going to. I think that's going to be the deal that we'll do. It's just with this deal, I like it. You get some size in Hayward and Oubre. Hayward can score the rock. And if he can knock down that 3, he's shown that he can knock down a 3, although last year, it wasn't his best year health-wise and all that, and knocking down a 3. But he's shown that he can score the rock. He's shown that he can knock down a 3. So next to LeBron and AD, he'll get a lot of clean, open looks. So if he can knock him down, I love it. Rozier, he's also shown that he can knock down a 3. But Dante mentioned earlier, Rozier doesn't play any defense. So that's the only concern there. And then Oubre, obviously, he gives us some size. He's a wing that we desperately need. So I like this trade. I like it a lot. The only thing, if you do this trade, you're losing you're giving up all of our cap flexibility. Rozier is owed a lot of money. Hayward is owed a lot of money as well. Now they may be movable contracts, but again, if you can't move them, you're tying up all our cap space. So next summer, we're not in play really to do anything. It's pretty much we have to run it back with the same squad unless you can offload some of those contracts. But if it works, I'm all for it. I probably would do it. I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between, like Dante said, just staying put, and having all our cap space next year. Or doing one of these deals. Now, me personally, I would prefer the Indiana deal, just because I love Miles Turner, especially next to AD. So I would prefer that deal, but I probably would do this deal as well. Now with this deal too, with Charlotte, we shouldn't have to give up any picks. because Charlotte wants cap flexibility. They need cap flexibility to pay Miles Bridges. Although, I saw earlier over on the Kareem report that Jordan may not be too interested in paying Miles Bridges. So that may open up an entirely different can of worms. So, so if that's the case, if he don't want to pay Miles Bridges, then how much cap flexibility does Jordan want to have? But this deal definitely gives them cap flexibility, so we shouldn't have to give up any draft picks. What else we got? G-Team, you got another one. Westbrook, THT. Okay, so now we're talking New York. So we got Westbrook, THT, Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, Alex Burke works. Personally, not a trade I would do, but that's the last-ditch opportunity. Randle's just got a new contract, so if we do that, of course, again, we lose all of our cap flexibility. He's owed a lot of years. He got a brand new contract. I think he might have like 4 years left on this contract. Now, I like Julius Randle. I loved him when we had him, with the Lakers. I wish there was a way we could have kept him and, played him with LeBron that 1 year. But anyway, he still would have probably been moved in the AD deal or whatever. So I'm a fan of Randle, especially when he started knocking down a 3-ball. But last year, all that went away. He shot horribly from 3. So if you get that Randle who can knock down a 3 a little bit and stretch the floor a little bit, then I like it. And obviously he could play the 5 next to AD, especially if he can knock down a 3. But this deal, I would do the Charlotte deal before I do this deal, I think. So number 1 would be Indiana, number 2 Charlotte, and then this one. I don't even know if I would do this deal. I probably would just be like, man, just run it back. Keep Russ and let that contract expire. Because Randle's owed a lot of money. Although Randle may be movable, but I don't know. With all those years, it may be tough. So I don't want Rozier for 4 years and Hayward for 2 years. Right? Rozier's owed a lot of money, man. A lot of money. That's why I say I don't know if I would do the Charlotte deal. But if they just had to do something, then I guess. Although Hayward, I'm cool with Hayward, and I'm cool with Kelly Oubre. They give us some size that we need. But yeah, he's owed a lot of money, man. So I don't know. Yeah, Lakers should stay in touch with Indiana, right, man? I would love that deal. That's the deal I would love to do. Man, if we get that notification, I'm gonna run around the block a few times. I'm gonna be happy with that one. They denied paying due the max. Who you talking about? You talking about Miles Bridges? Or are you talking about Julius Randle? Julius Randle, yeah, he got 5 years. LA Sports Live. I'm going to call Mitch Kupchak and tell him to do the Lakers a solid. He owes us. Facts, bro. Call him. Get that man on the phone. Mitch, come on, bro. Do us one. But it's just, again, the only thing with that Charlotte is I'm okay with the Hayward deal, okay, because you're saying 2 years, so you get him this year, and then next year it'll be an expiring contract, so that's movable. It's just that Terry Rozier, man. He's owed a lot of money. He got a lot of years. That's the only part of it I'm iffy about. I would love to have Hayward and Kelly Oubre, but yeah, I'm iffy about that Rozier, man. He's owed a lot of money. Like it's like $100 million we're taking in salary. But yeah, call him up, AC. Bridges, yeah, I heard that. I heard that Jordan didn't want to pay him for some reason, which I thought that's why they was clearing the cap space to pay him. But then you got LaMelo Ball, you're going to have to pay him too. So they still need to clear some cap space. But they're not just going to let Bridges go. I don't know. They're going to work something out. They're going to work something out. But yeah, if we did do that deal with Charlotte, their incentive would be to clear the cap space. So therefore, by helping them do that, we shouldn't have to give up any picks. So that's the only thing I like about that deal. Hayward, again, that's a movable contract next year because it'll be an expiring contract. Kelly Oubre, I think he's on an expiring contract now. But Gordon Hayward, that's tough. That's tough right there. Another Knicks trade that works is Westbrook, THT, none for Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Barrett, Gibson, and Reddish. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Although, man, we'll take all those bodies. we'll take him. That's a lot of bodies, and the Lakers got a lot of roster spots to fill. And there's some youth there in that as well. RJ Barrett, he's young. So I mean, I don't know. Cam Reddish. I remember someone mentioned wanting Cam Reddish earlier. So that may be something you look at. I don't know what their contracts are, how locked in we would be long term, but a lot of those are young pieces, so they're probably movable. So you get younger with that deal. You get a lot of young guys back. So that's a nice look on that. It matches up money wise though. Okay, I feel you. That's a lot. That's a lot of moving pieces though, bro. That's a lot. If I were to do that trade, I would look to flip half of those players. Right, there you go. Yeah, you could probably flip some of those guys because they are young and they're probably on younger contracts. If you get a player with 4 years, it got to be a guy you want long term. Exactly, man. It can't be no Terry Rozier. It got to be somebody you really, really, really want. It can't be Terry Rozier or Julius Randle. I don't know if I want Julius Randle for 4 years. Now, if he goes back to knocking down that three ball, then maybe. But I don't know. His game is it's just a little too limited for me. Although I don't know. He may look nice next to AD. I don't know. Again, he has to be able to stretch the floor. But like a Miles Turner, I would love to have him locked in 4 years. Now, obviously, he's on an expiring contract, so we will be the ones who would have to, give him a new contract. But that's a move I would love to see. Definitely, I would love to see that. You see anything else out there, GTM? Let's see if anything else is any more news. I don't see anything on Bleacher Report. But yeah, guys, we're talking Russell Westbrook trades. Obviously, he opted in. If Kyrie is off the table, we're just trying to, look at some potential other trades, some potential other things that we can do to move them. So yeah, anything you guys can think of. If you're watching the replay of this and you made it this far in the video, salute to you. But also, if you got any trades, you're not here with us in a live chat, but if you got any trades to talk about, drop them in the comment section. I would love to hear it. And, we can talk about it in our next video for sure. What I don't want to see happen, if this happens, this is bad news. Hold on, let me get to AC real fast, and then I'll talk about this. Flippers extend Zubac $33 million on 3 years. I thought they were going to pay that other center. They have the other center that needs to be paid too. I thought they were going to pay him, but Zubac getting paid. What's that? 11 per. I always liked Zubac, man. I was sad to see Zubac go, especially we didn't really get much back for him. I forgot what we got back, a shooter, but it didn't work. Daniel says we don't care for real anymore. If you don't care about what? About Russ opting in? Well, if you don't care, bro, you don't got to be here. If that's what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying, but yeah, we care because he may be with us the rest of the year. So it is something. But I don't know what you're talking about. But what else we got out there? Anything else? Any other news we got out there? Again, really fast. If you didn't know, the AC. I'm sure you saw this, but the Lakers Summer League roster has been dropped. 13 players. You got forward Paris Bass, forward Vito Brown, guard RJ Cole, center Jay Huff, guard Mason Jones, guard Max McClung, guard Javante McCoy, guard Nate Pierre-Louis, forward Fabian White Jr., and then, of course, you got guard Scottie Pippen Jr., you got forward Sharif O'Neal, forward Cole Schwider, and of course the Lakers' sole draft pick with the 35th pick overall. You got guard Max Christie. That is the Lakers. That's their summer league roster. And the AC, I know we were talking about going out there to check these young guys out, so that'll be real fun. But there you go. Those are 13 guys who will be in Las Vegas for the Lakers summer league. That news literally dropped like 10 minutes before we came live. That's some breaking news. Westbrook alone works for Collins, Gallinari, DeLon, and Wright. Okay. That's another one there. That's another one. We'll see. They fit a little bit. They fit in. Gallinari, Collins. Okay. I'm not too. I'm not too. That one. That was not too bad. I like that better than that. I like that better than the Knicks. With those guys, they probably got a lot of years left on their contracts, though, huh? Is it me? Is it me, or is the summer league shorter and shorter every year? Well, it's like 2.5 weeks, right? That's how long it is. I only went to one summer league one time. It was when we drafted Lonzo Ball. I went that year. That summer league was lit, man. That squad, those young pieces we had, they were lit. Lonzo, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, them cats, Josh Hart, them cats, they were lit, so that was fun. That's the only time I went, but I'm going to go this year just because we're covering the Lakers now. So I think that'll be pretty fun to be up there and cover them a little bit. But then also I want to see, see Scottie Pippen Jr. Let's see Sharif O'Neal. Let's see if he can be a shocker. Then, of course, Max Christie. Let's see what he's about. But, yeah, I believe it's like 2.5 weeks. And it's coming up real soon, actually. Coming up real soon. So, all right, guys, we've been here, an hour and 15? Got some other stuff to do. If anything, any other news breaks, we'll get on here and we'll talk about it, of course. And then, of course, tomorrow there should be a lot of stuff breaking. So we'll go live a lot. And then, of course, Thursday, as things happen, we'll be on here to talk about it as well on Thursday. I don't know if we'll do a special, a big time free agency special, because it's not like the Lakers have a lot of cap space. So I don't expect to see a lot of movement from the jump, for the Lakers. A lot of the guys we get, free agent wise will be on vet minimums, because aside from that, the only thing we have is our taxpayer middle of exception, which I'm going to talk about before I get out of here really fast. But the big move for us will come with, in a Russell Westbrook trade, obviously. AC says, are they having that league up north this year? I don't know. I didn't even know anything about that until you told me about it the other day. The only thing I know about is the summer league. So I don't know if they're having that or not. Now, I wanted to say this about the taxpayer middle of exception. So obviously Malik Monk is here, right? And Malik Monk said he'll take that. He said he'll take a pay cut to stay here. Obviously, the pay cut he's talking about is the taxpayer middle of exception, the $6 million, as opposed to getting a $10 million deal. I'm going to say this. I love Malik Monk. I love what he brought to us last year. He's a young piece. He's 24. I love his upside. I love all that. But if we're giving Malik Monk the taxpayer mid-level exception, then I think we're in trouble, Lakers Nation. If we're giving him that money, then that means we didn't move. We weren't able to move Russ. We failed on, doing other things. That taxpayer middle of exception needs to be spent on a big, who can stretch the floor, preferably, like a Mo Bamba guy or someone like that. Or it needs to be spent on a wing, my two options right now, if no moves were made, if we were bringing everyone back, the number one person I would love to spend that taxpayer middle of exception on is Mo Bamba. And number two would be Otto Porter Jr. from Golden State. Those would be my top two choices to spend that on. If we're spending on Malik Monk, though, that's bad, bro. Malik Monk, as great as he was last year, he was instant offense off the bench, 15 points, all that. I love him. I love his skill set. I love everything he does. He can play on ball. He can play off ball. He can make all that, but he just doesn't make you better. He's a piece that's good for a contender. And if we're giving him that money, then I just don't know that the Lakers are. I just think we're missing something. So now, if we can't give it to anyone else, then yeah, by all means, give it to him. I would love Malik to work with us one more year. Take another vet minimum, come back, and get paid next year. We'll have his early bird rights next year, so we can kind of go over the cap to keep him. But he's young, man. He took a vet minimum last year. It worked out. It worked out for him, because he balled, So I think he's going to be in line to get a big contract this year. Someone will pay him $10 million, right? So coming in to things. I thought that we would lose him. I'm just not sold on giving him, even though he said he'll take a pay cut. We only got one, we only got one contract to give. We only give that taxpayer middle of exception to one guy. And to me, he's just not the guy to give it to, because I just think we have other needs. Now, of course, if we can't fill those other needs, we can't get a big stretch five, or we can't get a wing, then by all means, give it to him. But I just think those needs are greater, much greater. Red Dog says, now I'm hearing Bradley Beal again in reports. What's he saying now? He's not. I thought that was a done deal about, he was going to take that super max, that 5-year extension, that 5-year, $250 million. I thought now they're saying what they saying? He's in the Lakers reports or what? That's wild, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. If Monk gets it, that means we struck out a free agent. Facts, man. Facts. That you said it better. That's what I was trying to say. If Monk gets that $6.5 million, then we struck out. Period, point blank. And that don't mean that we don't like Monk. That don't mean Monk isn't a great fit for us. That don't mean that Monk didn't ball out last year. That don't mean that Monk's not worth it. It just means we have other, we have bigger fish that we're fishing for, And I'm not saying Kyrie, I'm not saying any of those guys, but I'm talking about, like I said, my two options. My number one choice would be, man, I forgot the man's name already. I just said it. Sorry, all these names, man. I'm trying to keep up with all these names, and I be forgetting names. But my number one option would be the center from Orlando. I just said his name, Mo Bamba. That's my number one option. And then a wing, a wing. If we strike out on Mo Bamba, which we may, because he may get paid more than $6 million. But if we can't land him, then for sure a wing, Otto Porter Jr., or some other guys out there. There's other names out there as well. But a center or a wing, those are my two guys. So yeah, again, if we're giving it to Monk, then yeah, just like AC said, man, we struck out. Westbrook for Bill on ESPN. What? Let me turn to ESPN then. Hold up. You serious? Oh, that's wow. Westbrook for Bill. That will be wild. Now, if that happens, man, like I said, last year around this time, none of us seen the Westbrook trade coming. So, they did it last year. It came out of nowhere. So if they can do this, man, if Rob can pull this off, then boy, that's wild though. Westbrook for Bill. I thought Bill was for sure taking that super max. Man, that's wild. They wouldn't do it, right? Washington, you're talking about Washington? We would have to give up a lot, man. We have to give up. And then Bill would just pretty much have to opt in. He can't sign a new deal, so he can't get paid that super max and do it, because then it's going to trigger the hard cap, the sign and trade. So he would have to opt in to his current contract, and it would be an opt-in and trade, which is fine. But man, we would have to give up everything we got. We have to give up both picks for sure, both first round picks for sure. And still, I don't think that's enough. Both picks, THT, none, Russ. Those are all of our assets, and I still don't think that's enough. We probably have to throw in some future seconds and still probably try to get a third team involved. If they move them, they're going to want a lot for them. But what are they saying? Reg Dog, what are they saying? I can't even get to ESPN. So what are they saying? What's the trade looking like? Like, what would a trade like that look like? But that would be crazy, man. Would y'all rather have Kyrie or would y'all rather have Bradley Beal? I'm down. If they could pull it off, do it. If they could pull it off, do it. Without hesitation, man. Without hesitation. Soon as Washington says, yeah, call that thing in. Get Adam Silver on the line, get that paperwork faxed, whatever you got to do. Do it. The highest paid players next season. Steph Curry at 48.1. James Harden at 47.4. And who's third on the list? Russell Westbrook at 47.1. Getting paid more than LeBron and AD. That is crazy. He getting paid more than LeBron, AD, KD. Getting paid more than everybody. Okay, let's see. Westbrook and none for Jonathan Isaac, Tarek Ross, Wendell Carter, and Jalen Suggsworth. Okay. You get some young guys back there. We got to throw in none, though. We can't just do that for Russ. Let me keep none. Okay, so GTM says I'll take Bradley Beal before Kyrie. Okay. Let's see. I feel you. I'll take either or, but just the fact that we've seen, Kyrie and LeBron work, and Kyrie to me, Kyrie is up there. One of the best point guards in the league. Of course, you got Steph, right? You got Steph up there. Steph by far the greatest shooter in the league, but Kyrie has those handles and all that. So I love Kyrie. Then of course you got guys like John Morant. He's coming for that throne real soon. But I just love Kyrie's game. When he's dialed in, and we've seen him and LeBron win, and I would love to see that story. And then Kyrie's ties with Kobe and all that. I would just love to see him rock the purple and gold and all that. But Bradley Beal's a perfect fit as well, for sure. He can knock down a three. He can score. He can get a bucket. He can do all that, so either or, bro. But I hear you. I feel you on Beal over Kyrie. I don't know. I have to think about it. If Rob trades for Beal, they better put some respect on his name. That's right, baby. If he can pull that off, then man. AC, who would you like? Who would you prefer, Kyrie or Bradley Beal, if you had to choose one of them? My ESPN is giving me tennis games. Right, that's what I'm getting on ESPN too. I'm not trying to log in on the TV. I'm on the trying to see it on the through these apps. It does work without none. Yeah, if you could do that deal without none, then I'm all for that. I'd rather keep none though, and then. That gives us a lot of depth that we need. So I'm down with that trade. Kyrie, the better fit, but you're guaranteed that if Bill is healthy, he will play. Right. That's the part you don't know about Kyrie. Kyrie may not feel like showing up. Although we talked about it yesterday a little bit. AC mentioned it, and we talked about it here as well. Kyrie will be dialed in for the simple fact that, his respect and love for Kobe. I don't see him disrespecting Kobe's legacy like that. Where he'll have all those off the court issues and not playing and all that. So that would be my hope with that in getting Kyrie. But Bill. But Bill's a perfect fit as well. Bill's a perfect fit as well. I think if he did that though, LeBron would just have to play a lot more point guard. He'll have to have the ball in his hands a lot more. If you go the Bill route. That's the link. Laugh out now. I'm not saying it's credible though. You put it here? I didn't even see it. Bro, if they can pull that off, man. Oh man. If they pull that off, ooh. Reg Dog, if they did that, then I'm sending you a Lakers Bradley Beal jersey, bro. On me. Whatever colorway you want, on me. Authentic, baby. I'm sending that to you. Since you brought it up here. So if that deal happened, then yeah, you got a Bradley Beal Lakers jersey coming on me. Boy. That'll be that rabbit out of the hat, like I said. The Russell Westbrook thing came out of nowhere last year. This definitely will come out. And I know there were rumors about it, but I never put any stock into these rumors about Bradley Beal because I didn't see it happening at all. Like no way in hell did I see that one happening. Kyrie, I definitely saw that, maybe working that out because Kyrie wanted out. But Bradley Beal, I didn't see that one coming at all. Although, his wife loves LA. She loves LA. And she would be the perfect newest member to Basketball Wives LA. The show, Shani O'Neal show for sure. She would be the hottest commodity on that show. And I'm sure she would love to do it. She's the LA girl, right? If I'm not mistaken, she's from here, right? She's from LA. So, I know she has a YouTube channel. I watched her YouTube channel. So she's all into that reality TV stuff. So she'll fit right in perfectly right here in LA. And I could see it now. I think they're on like season 8 of that Basketball Wives show. My wife watches it, so I catch it every now and again. I think they're on like season 8 of that show. So season 9, definitely Miss Bill, she'll definitely be the biggest the biggest signing for season 9. So man, if they pull that off, Reg, dog, like I said, you got a Bradley Beal jersey coming on me. But I guess when I get off of here, I'll try to go see that. Go try to pull up that dirt. But all right, fellas, it's been real, man. I appreciate you all for coming through. A lot of the real ones came through today. Some of y'all I'm fans of, and I see y'all on some of the bigger channels. So thanks for coming through. GTM Basketball channel. Appreciate you for coming through for sure, bro. Reg Dog, of course, appreciate you for coming through. The one and only, appreciate you for coming through. And then Dante Hall, you came through today. Appreciate you. And then, of course, my brother, AC LA Sports Live. I know you guys already know him. You guys are already connected with him. But, of course, he's always here. So much love and salute to him. But we went an hour and a half. Some good conversation, though, man. Some good conversation. Russ opted in. All hope is not lost. You guys presented a lot of good trades. GTM had the trade machine going. So there's some things out there. Now, let's see if Rob can pull it off. Let's see if the Lakers can pull it off. And then, of course, Reg Dog got us all excited about this Bradley Beal possibility. It may be a pipe dream. It may be real, real slim. We may have a better opportunity of still landing Kyrie than we do Bradley Beal. But, man, this is some good news. I feel a lot happier leaving than I did, when I pushed go live. Here. So, it's all going to shake, guys. All the rumors, we're going to start hearing them today. Of course, AC broke that news about Brunson, $100 million deal. And then Zach Levine, the news broke about him staying put in Chicago, getting the max. And, some more stuff will probably break tonight. Tomorrow is going to be really, really, really crazy. For sure tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it's official, free agency is officially open. So salute once again to all of you guys for coming through. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. And, as the news breaks, we'll be on here to talk about it. Well, let me take that back. Any Lakers news breaks, we'll be on here to talk about it. Again, I'm not going to do a draft show on Thursday because the Lakers not going to be too active in the draft. But of course, if some Russell Westbrook news breaks, a trade breaks, then I'm on here. We talking about it. It can officially happen now that he's opted in. Before it could not happen. So, now it's all official. So at any moment, we could get some action at any moment, So, make sure you're locked and loaded here. Of course, AC, I know he's going to break it. And then, of course, I know the rest of you guys are going to break it as well. GTM Basketball channel, I know you'll break it. I got to get over there and check you out for sure. I think I'm subscribed, but I don't think I've been over there a lot. But for sure, I got to get over there to you. But I appreciate you guys all for coming through, man. Much love to all of you guys. And again, enjoy the rest of your day. It's a hot one here in Southern California. It's scorching out here, man. So wherever you guys are, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. And thanks for coming through once again. And hey, hit that we ballin'. We ballin', we ballin', we ballin'. We out. Once again, purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold, we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and always will be. Lakers over everything. Peace.
What's up, Lakers fans?
What up, Laker fam?
Laker fans.
Let's go, Lakers!
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go.
We ballin', we ballin', we ballin'.
But it's purple, heart is gold, baby.
We ballin', we ballin', we ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us.
LA, I got us. Who with me? Let's roll.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
You know what they yell when they see me?
Hurling go, hurling go.
Some dying's on my way to the
Slam dunk.
gonna hate her like who
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.